Welcome back. In Washington, D.C., more than 2,800 local leaders are gathering for the National League of Cities Congressional City Conference. This event brings mayors, city council members, and municipal staff together to discuss key issues and connect with federal officials.
Yeah, and joining us now is NLC President Steve Patterson, who is on the ground at the conference to share what it means for communities nationwide. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, both of you, for having me. It's wonderful being here.
Oh, great. Now, okay, can you just start by saying what is the Congressional City Conference?
So the Congressional City Conference is one of two major conferences that the National League of Cities has each year, and it's usually in the same time frame. The Congressional City Conference is always right here in Washington, D.C., and it's intentional. We set that up so that we're bringing municipal leaders from across the nation here to D.C. We're exchanging stories, challenges that we're having, successes that are going on, and also preparing ourselves when we go up on the Hill, which is always on the last day of the Congressional City Conference, to engage with the new Congress this year. We also have had opportunities to engage with the new administration here in Washington, D.C., our national administration. So it's a real amazing conference to where we're bringing, like I said, electeds together, and everyone has similar issues. One of the big topics with NLC this year, and it has been in past years, is the fact that we have a shortage of housing in municipalities across the United States. How about we have many more topics that we all come together and talk about. And again, it's always, there's always interesting things, very positive solutions that are going on out there. But if you're in your own silo, you don't have the opportunity to have that, spread more broadly. And NLC provides that platform with Congressional City Conference.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up because housing is an issue here. It's interesting to note that it's not just localized to here, but that's kind of a common thread that you're seeing. What are some of the other main topics that are going to be discussed?
One other one, which certainly has caused pause for me, is the rail disaster that took place in East Palestine, Ohio, which is upriver on the Ohio River from my home, Athens, Ohio. And so rail safety is something that we've been engaging with the industry as well as with federal agencies and Congress to move forward with a smart, effective rail safety piece of legislation, where in the state of Ohio, we had at the time Senator Vance as well as Senator Sherrod Brown, working on this legislation. We're still very positive that we can get this across the finish line because rail safety is an issue. When you look at most cities, towns, and villages in the United States have a rail line that runs through them or near them. So that's top of mind. The other thing is that we have had a number of conversations about and will continue to engage with Congress on is the liability that municipalities that make their own water and they're in their water supply is when you have forever chemicals and us having to manage the mandate that has come down, but it has still no protections for liability for communities where you could be on the hook for, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, based upon your water supply and the fact that forever chemicals are out there.
Yeah. This conference is exciting. All of those elected officials coming together to discuss solutions and kind of hammer it out and figure out what's next and what's best for cities across the nation. So thanks for joining us, Steve.
Thank you,
If you want more information, ccc.nlc.org is the place that you want to go. Steve, thanks so much for taking the time to visit with us.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks for having me.